Well, hello everybody. Yes, it's Paris. I made a very large Paris journal and it was a lot of fun, and I probably could have shown you this, oh, I don't know, it's been a couple months since this is done. But summer is here, and that means I have a lot of work in the garden. I get tired, all of that. Well, we won't go into that too much, but it is here. I am going to show it to you now. It was a lot of fun making this, using a lot of the elements that I have here that are, well, just fit in this journal. I don't know, but I guess I always do that anyway, so that's not too different. Who wouldn't like to go to Paris? I would like to go to the countryside of France, more so, all the lavender fields and the small shops and things like that. And well, all of those areas are intriguing to me in Europe, but today it will be Paris. I'm not a city person, but I had the book, so I made the journal, and I like to look at Paris videos as well, you know, like when people do vlogs and things. Okay, so let's get down to business here before everybody turns this off. Okay, so first I'll tell you how big it is. It's 11 inches high and it's 8 inches wide with a 2-inch spine. And this opening here is 6 inches when it's, you know, closed, measured that way. Let's see, I have made it, like I said, from a book. It's an antique. This is the cover, the antique Paris book by George Warden Edwards. I made it, as you can see, the 3-ring holder, binder holder kind of thing. Well, while we're on here, I'll say this. These are rusty. It's a washer and then 2 bobbin ends of a bobbin I used for decor there. Here is a removable. I won't take it off, but it does come off. So if a person, you know, whoever would own this, could take this off and display it this way if they wanted to. And this here could be used separately. If you didn't want it on the journal, you can put a hook here and use it as a wall hanging or whatever you choose. This is all very very old lace. It's like a trim, off of a trim. I embellished with jewelry here, and this is out of an old 1800s photo book album. I mean, photo album. You know, those big heavy ones. Tatting, old buttons, and an original skeleton key. This is a very beautiful pearl button here. Pearl, what they call that. Anyway, it's a button that is very pretty. And some more here with some old, this is off of like an old dress. This here, and there are pearls on the side and right here. So inside this, I just collaged it. So it'd be nice to look at. All right, let's go inside. First, you open it up to an antique dress. This is a pocket here. I didn't put anything in it because it doesn't go in very far, but you could put a little something in there. This is an antique dress of a baby child and a satin bow. It's double here, so it's very luxurious looking. I embellished with jewelry. And on this side, an old postcard actually it's not really old, but it kind of looks old. a feather I stuck in there. You can put your other tags and things. Cluster with a little forget what those are called. Anyway, the lace there. This is, oh, and this is from a book, a French book, French design book. Both sides, the same with this one here. Okay, I remember. It's a yo-yo on some tatting. And beautiful fountain. I made this printable with some lace I have, and it has some kind of sequin things. This is out of the book, the French book, and there's various pages like this throughout the book, as well as some illustrations from the book. And it's kind of fun to read a little bit about that time period, 1924 in Paris. This is a fan. You can remove it if you'd like. And this is out of my own copy of my own magazine. And she's carrying a fan there. This is from the book. I copied this one. I included one original page from the book. These are all photos or illustrations, rather, of places in Paris you probably recognize. And that's from the book. A book, not that book. Now, all of these pages in here are either original from a book, or they are my own from like that I make, printables that I make, and I'll tell you about those as we come. This was one of them. And here's a pocket. Embellished it with lace, that little diamond right there. Added a few diamonds in here. These are pictures. This is a picture of my own, or I own them. I didn't wear them. Ballet shoes and lace. And this is from an old photo that I have. I've used that in a lot of my journals. These are all my own photos of my cottage shed that I fixed up with the wallpaper. I have that on a video if anybody's interested. I kind of went over it a little bit in music because I didn't like the first part of when I was talking, but it does include some of my ramblings in there in the middle part. Okay, so these are, this is a photo that my friend went, and her husband went, my dear friend, went to, well, she went on a cruise, a European cruise, and France was one of the destinations, and she took some photos and said I could use them. This is one of her, it's a French building with roses, just beautiful. So she and her husband went there in this last May. This original book page. My wallpaper. I just took this from a scrapbook paper that I had. And I had this already. And I made a little notepad. This is original, and I added some paper to it. Here we have a big pocket, and I made this from, okay, this here is from Graphics Fairy, and I rusted it, and a copy of a photo I had, and another one of those postcards. And some of the tags are not the tags aren't necessarily original to me, but the papers are. Or, like I said, they're right from a book. Wallpaper little cluster. This is a postcard that I copied and embellished. Some trim there. This is out of that same design book. Not a pocket there. I just embellished this. It's a scrapbook paper. Pretty shoes and trim. Another one of my papers from the shed. The she shed, or cottage, as I say. This is beautiful old trim that I recently acquired, and I thought it went very well with this page. This fashion is a big part of Paris, as we know. And this is an original envelope. It came from one of my dad's letters that he sent to his mother when he was in the Navy. I thought it'd just be fun to add that. You can write on it or put stuff in it. Some lined paper, a coffee dyed. This is a photo of mine, a little sweater in lavender, and I just kind of added some, I put a wash over it so it blurred it a little bit. And then there's a copy of a cabinet card that I aged. Another one of these photos I actually obtained from a lady that used them in her wedding. And I got them right before I decided to make this, so it was serendipitous. I don't know if that even fits, but it's a big word that I decided to use. Okay, so another book page. And this was already like that. So I thought that was kind of neat. I don't know if it got sunburned somehow over the years, or I don't know, maybe they made it that way, but thought it fit well. Of course, the Eiffel Tower. Another page that I made using some of my lace. This is the lace that's on the front of the cover. Keys, photo buttons. Another book page. I'm thinking if somebody buys this and they read it, they'll probably feel sad that they can't read the whole thing, but at least it's some of it there. Okay, this is the original book page, and it had this tissue over it. Another copy of one. Some more of those postcards, and another Paris themed one. This is original ledger paper. Now, the fun thing about this book is if you don't like the pages in any of these pages, you can take them out easily. Just open it up or add your own things, add some photos. Well, you can, of course, glue things on it, but it's easily added to or subtracted from. Some nice lined paper from a vintage songbook that I had, the original piece. Another one of my photos of things of mine. I made this cluster with beautiful royal blue velvet trim and some ticking. And this is from Odulcina, I think she's called, from Canada. This is a photo out of the book that I just sewed on to this page. Another one of my printables of a photo of the same thing from the cottage. And I added some coffee to it, so it kind of blurred it and made this pretty on this side too. Here's another one of the same pages from that songbook or music book. And another one of the Paris postcards. This is an old envelope. It's not terribly old, but to some people it would seem terribly old. It was like the early 80s. Well, I guess it goes this way. But that was kind of fun to put in there, and coffee dyed. Little part of a handkerchief. And I collaged here with a cabinet card I made, and this looks like a little tea towel. A sequined flower there. And this is an original ledger page. Here is a tag that I made. You can clip it off, move it around in the journal, add your own tags, use this tag in another part of the journal. Versatile. Versatility. Here's a part of it's supposed to be a wallpaper edging, and then this is some tags here. First, this is another one of my friend's photos. This is actually Greece, but I liked the colors in it and thought it went well on this page, and it's very pretty. This is just like an experiment of coffee dyeing and things. It's got a rough texture. I think I painted stuff on it. On the other side is vintage wallpaper, and this also takes on the look of being very old because I put the coffee dye on it. Here's another one of those envelopes from the 80s. And a little short page here. This is a book page. Actually came from my sister Claudia. And I've left, some blank pages so the person can actually write in it. This is part of I think it was a choker. So this is half of it, and then there's another half or part of it in the rest of on another page. I added some charms here. Just a little scrap of a music book. And I made a fabric sample tag here. I put this snippet roll piece on here. Oh, and this is, I think I've had that in other of my journals, but this is one of my pages as well, with my old lace. This page, I just collaged her on there, and there's a part of a bracelet, another one of Odulcina. I think people are familiar, you know who she is. I'll probably put her in the description, but that's her digital for the little collage there. There's another, oh no, I thought that was a pocket. Nope, no pocket there. I took some coffee dye on this page, or put some, I treated it with coffee dye. And anyway, that's out of the book, the page from the book. That was not original. My buttons, which I also coffee dyed, another original page from the ledger. The book, just plain to write on. Another one of my creations there. This is a, I don't know, I guess you could call it a collage pocket or something. Yeah, collage pocket, that's what it is. You know, just made it from these are the same, they're usually to Tom, Kimball. Anyway, that was from the 80s. That one, some more of the 80s envelopes. On a piece of French style script fabric. Another one of the copies of illustrations. Ledger page. This is an envelope. I should probably stick something in there. Oh, by the way, while I'm thinking about it, I would have liked this to go in there, but it won't fit. This is a writing board that's included as well. And this is one of the pages of, one of the photos that my friend took in France, or in Paris. Just love the blue shutters. Love everything about their architecture. It's gorgeous. And then here is part of a letter, copy of a letter my dad wrote in the 1940s. Another page from the French design book with some of this fringe I stuck on there. A pocket I made with a cluster and collaging. There's a little tag right there, and these tag I made, collaged it with a napkin, and some of the script there. Oh, and this is another pocket I made. And then on this side, there's a pocket as well that I put this lavender tag. And then there's a yo-yo and some fabric flip there. That doesn't, to me, it's sort of like not fitting with the whole book. But when you look at this page, it fits, so that's what I did. And then, yeah, that's another page out of that same book, French book. And then this is from the Paris book. And a wallpaper of mine. This came out of one of my magazines. It's a copy. Same French design book page, and this is out of Lavender and Old Lace book. More writing. Some of these pages are sticking a little bit. I think it's because I tried to get those little rings on there. Then there's protective rings here. Page I made. This is a heavier thing. This can be written on, or more pockets put there if desired. My aunt in the 1920s. Ledger pages. These make very nice writing pages. Another book page and illustration. We're getting to the hard to pull this over stage. Another one of my wallpaper creations. This is out of a French book. This one here. Original page. More writing space. Here's that same photo that was on this here writing board. And I made a flip out envelope. The postcard. Copy of one. And this also is from my friend's photography of a French cafe outside, and collaged different things there. Little cluster, small tag, one of my pages, a little hang dangle here. It says French, and then this is lavender with one of the postcards. Another one of the Graphics Fairy labels. The other part of that choker necklace thing. Replica of a skeleton key and a heart. This side is a little photo, looks like a French little girl, and I put some beading on the bottom of the tag. Another one of my printables. Here's a glassine bag, poppy dyed. This came from my sister Claudia. Thought it was fitting for this journal, with her permission to use, of course, in that way. Some more lined paper, and the last actual page is an original page from a doll, either doll clothes, yeah, I think it's a doll clothes or girls clothing book, pattern book kind of thing. And then this end page, I put some bling there with all of the buttons. And then there's a pocket here for these tags. Or journal cards. I guess they would be more of a journal card. These are old vintage buttons, and this is the other half of the little baby's dress, or slip, I would call it. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed the flip through. This is the back. Added some more of that old vintage antique lace. And anyway, there it is. So I hope you enjoyed the walk through Paris book, journal. And thank you for watching.